Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, broadcasting on Channels Television live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. President Muhammadu Buhari most likely to assign portfolios to cabinet ministers this week. It's the month of election in Kogi State as the two leading candidates intensify campaigns. Police burst pipeline vandals site in Lagos, kill one suspect. Turkey's ruling Justice and Development Party likely to claim majority in critical parliamentary election. And Nigeria demolishes Brazil, thrashes them 3-0 at the FIFA Under-17 Championship. Remember that all our top stories can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channels, where you can watch our videos. But do visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device and download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. We also encourage you to interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature in the Channels TV app on the Android, iOS, and Windows platforms. If you have pictures or videos you'd like to share with us, please tap the application on your device, swipe to review the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. Women should be seen as custodians of a prosperous Nigeria and must be given priority in the scheme of things, especially in decision-making. That's the overall thought coming from speakers at the 2015 edition of the Arise Women Conference, an annual gathering organized by Arise Women, a faith-based non-governmental organization committed to accelerating nation building through the empowerment of women in society.
In the pews, expose them!
Thousands of women from all walks of life are gathered here for the 7th edition of the annual conference. Wife of the Vice President, Mrs. Dolakbo Shubajo, wives of the governors of Lagos, Kwara, and Ekiti states, former deputy governors of Lagos, and wife of the former governor of Lagos State also graced the occasion. The theme for this year's conference, The Set Time, addresses the current changes in the society and what women must do to fit into these changes.
The set time began by the revelation. We saw the hand of God upon the lives of our people. We saw the hand of God upon the nation Nigeria being able to have a common voice. We determined it was time for a change. And we determined not only change, but that the voice of the people will be the voice of government.
I think we should spare a thought and pray that it is also the set time for those who have the home and the children, but they have no food and no money. This is the set time for change. And today I want us to settle it in the spirit. As Christians, we pray first, we speak the word, but we act also.
Don't deceive yourself to think that politics will provide all the answers. Never deceive yourself like that. What is going to bring a change in this season are women who are way ahead of the political happening, but key into the spirit to hear what God is saying, and they obey those illogical instructions.
The conference also features prayer, praise, and worship sessions. The wives of both the Vice President and the Governor received special recognition and awards for their support to the organization towards the development and empowerment of women across the country.
Since its establishment in 1962, the University of Lagos in southwest Nigeria has prided itself for churning out Graduates with a hunger for success in their endeavor. 6 of such individuals who have passed through the institution have been recognized by the university. They are Nigeria's Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, Governor of Lagos State, Akiwumi Ambode, Governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Udom Emmanuel, Governor of Gombe State, Ibrahim Dankwambo, and the Abia State Deputy Governor, Ude Okochukwu. Our correspondent, Oluwashunibare, reports.
Excellence can be described as a talent or quality which is unusually good and so surpasses ordinary standards. This is usually measured by the level of education the individual receives in life.
For commercial law.
Here in this hall are 6 men who have attained a level of excellence as technocrats and are being rewarded by their alma mater, the University of Lagos. The list of awardees include 1 deputy governor, 4 governors, and a vice president. A feat the vice chancellor says is one of the proudest in the institution's history.
This is one of the greatest moments for us at the University of Lagos. We have shown and always pride ourselves as a leader in the nation. We have just shown this occasion to prove to the whole world that University of Lagos is the leading university in Nigeria. We not only have all these governors and the vice president, but we were able to bring them all together under a roof to be honored this way. I believe it shows how they take University of Lagos as the alma mater and the pride they have belonging to University of Lagos. So we thank them and appreciate them for being so committed to the alma mater. But we, on our own, are very, very proud to have them as the products of this great university and that they are doing us proud in their various endeavors.
Spokesperson for all recipients, the governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, says the university's investments has been rewarded.
You can see the likes of the people that got this award, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the current governor of Lagos State, Akin Ambode, the governor of Gombe, the governor of Cross River, and the deputy governor of Abia State. These are great institutions. And more importantly, 3 of the governors all passed through the Department of Accounting in the university. So it shows the Faculty of Business Administration is really producing one of the best in Nigeria or anywhere in the world.
Something special happened in Nigeria on the 22nd of October 1962. A school was established, and the result of this, nothing but excellence. Oluwashunibare, Channels Television News.
The Police Special Task Force on Pipeline Vandalism have seized hundreds of jerrycans filled with petroleum products and other operating tools from vandals in Ilashe Island of Lagos State. The vandals were intercepted by the team during an operation in Abule Kamoru axis of the island, leaving 1 dead, while others escaped in a speedboat. The officer in charge of the team, John Ladan, says the officers stormed the village following information that pipeline vandals were operating in the area.
The operation by men of the task force happened in the wee hours of the morning at the Abule Kamoru axis of Ilashe Island, meters away from the Atlas Cove. Still visible at the site are empty jerrycans, a Nissan vehicle, filled gallons of petroleum products, and a member of the gang felled during the shootout. Police say all the suspects would have been in custody but for the nature of the terrain.
They started a group of young men of about 10 attempting to siphon fuel. On receipt of that information, I now sent a team. I led a team. Before I arrived, on sighting my men, they started firing. Then in reprisal, our men also fired.
It's obvious that the vandals have upped their game. With a hole dug around the buried pipeline, a valve is connected to it and a long hose attached, leading to a nearby bush where it's being siphoned into jerrycans.
Recover over 2,000 kegs of 30 liters. Some were filled, some were not filled. They came with 3 Nissan vans, escaped with 2 and left 1.
That's not all. This paved road from the sea was created particularly to serve the operation. It ends only at the filling point. With this attack, the male occupants of the houses close to the site have all disappeared, maybe for fear of being arrested, leaving the women and children behind. Security agencies say they intend to adopt advanced monitoring services to put an end to pipeline vandalism. It's hoped that the effort will pay off in the end to ensure safer pipelines.
Staying with crime, some suspected drug dealers who specialize in trafficking hardened counterfeit drugs from southern to northern Nigeria have been rounded up by the Kano State Command of the Nigeria Police. At the police command headquarters where the suspects were paraded, as police spokesperson Magaji Majia told reporters that some of the suspects were arrested at the Sabongeri drug market, while others were picked up at different hideouts within the state.
This haul of counterfeit and illicit drugs were recently confiscated by the Kano State Command of the Nigeria Police following a tip-off at the supposedly shut Sabongeri drugs market. The market had been ordered closed during the Rabiu Kwankwanso administration, but this suspect, nabbed alongside others, admits to having a shop right inside the market where he peddles his illicit trade.
Someone who has to enter the market with police and the appointment said they bought there's one packet from my hand. I've been selling patent medicine. It's due to the fire outbreak. I lost my shop and this thing. Not quite long. I'm just selling this thing.
I used to buy this at where I head by Boma Road. I used to buy 1 gram 6,500. Then I will pieces it into pieces. I sell 200. I used to sell it to help me feed my wife and my 2 children.
This young man is no vulcanizer, although he might have made a successful one. His skills have instead been put to concealing drugs in the most ingenious manner. He claims he went into the trafficking trade to take care of himself.
Somebody that give me, he call it Sunday. He say I should sell so that I will see money to eat. This is the second tire that he give me. This is normally how you put it. The whole what is inside the tire is 20,000.
The police spokesman for Kano State says the young men are part of a ring which specialize in bringing drugs from southern to northern Nigeria.
We raided one black spot here in Sabongari, France Road, where we suspected that these drug sellers used to hide. So on arrival, we cordoned those areas and the following suspects were arrested in possession of this large number of different intoxicants. Some of these packs, as you see them, is not the genuine tablet or the syrup that were inside. So others are some injection for the intoxicants, and others were this tramadol, Valium, diazepam, and different kind of injections used by youths to inject themselves.
As the police in Kano State scales up efforts to protect the citizenry, citizens will also do well to help the police with information, as small tips can and do lead to big crackdowns.
Education, they say, is the bedrock of growth for any economy, and irrespective of family status, every child deserves basic primary education. But for pupils of Ahiori Central School in Bende local government area of Abia State, southeast Nigeria, it's been a different story. However, the tables might just turn in their favor if well-meaning indigents of the state come to their aid in the Adopt a School initiative. Our community report tonight looks at the state of education in Bende community and the hopes of remedy.
Etisala, now you're talking.
This is Ahiori Central School in Bende, local government area of Abia State, southeast Nigeria. For the pupils of the school, the quest to get education means going to school to learn in a dilapidated school building. Chairs, desks, and any touch of the 21st century learning tools are virtually absent.
no toilets, no bathroom. We don't have.
And when it rains, the leaking ceilings in all the classrooms make the bad conditions even worse.
For example, in this building that we are, we don't have normal conducive environment that is meant for pupils. Here is not good, it's not conducive for people to learn in. We are just managing. Sometimes you see them squatting on the floor. You see them sitting. In fact, this thing is just made for 3 persons. But sometimes there are 5 in this type of seat.
But respite seems to be on the way for them.
We are looking at pupils who had no hope before, who thought that they may never have the opportunity or privilege of looking at a computer, maybe without shoes, without uniform, without the basics in terms of comfort and environment, and without anybody to look up to, without the big daddy, big uncle figure. So we are speaking to those pupils by encouraging our friends to adopt not only the school but the pupils also.
Primary education is part of the early learning experience of every child, and if government gets it right at this stage, it would go a long way in positively influencing children in their formative years.
Now you're talking.
When the News at 10 returns, a controversy over electricity tariff as distribution companies get set to implement new rates from this month. Joining us on the News at 10 is energy consultant and electricity engineer Arthur Usiagu to discuss the issues.